Questions 1 to 5. In each of the questions given below, a sentence is given which is then divided into 5 parts, out of which one part is given bold and correct. It could be any part in the sentence. There are errors in 3 out of 4 remaining parts, and therefore only one of the parts is correct. That means how many parts are correct altogether? 2 parts. The given one and one you have to find out. You must choose a grammatically correct part as your answer. You have the same paper? So I will read out the first sentence. Shall I? I see here and there scattered. The little dog's tail is a happy blur. You don't know the context. You cannot make out the context. But do you think grammatically there is an error? His nose, underline that. His nose is a subject. That is singular or plural? Singular. Sentence is in present tense. And what is the verb here? Quiver. Then you should add s or es to the verb. There is an error in this part. His nose quivers with anticipation till he stops and paws the ground exact once or exactly once. You have to use an adverb, exactly once. He has discovered one growing just under the surface. I think that is the one in bold. He has just discovered and is immediately rewarding or rewarded. Immediately rewarded for it with a treat. So his nose quivers exactly, and here what is it? Rewarded. Now which part doesn't have an error? So what is the answer based on that? A is the answer. First option is the answer. Question number 2. An official aware of the development said, underline the word said. Any error here? That although the data will be captured for all. Now what is bold here? Transactions irrespective of the size of. Now here, please underline will be. That is active voice or passive voice? Now the verb should be in which form? Past participle. Is this right or wrong? So what is the correct form? Will be captured for all transactions irrespective of the size of the transactions. The large ones, what is the spelling of ones here? What should be the spelling? O-N-C-E or O-N-E-S? The large ones would be relevant or relevance? Relevant. Would be relevant for enforcement purposes. Relevance, strike it off, change it to relevant. So, which part doesn't have an error? An official aware of the development said that although the data will be captured or would be captured for all, see there is no error, the transactions, the large ones, would be relevant for enforcement purposes. Again, answer is A, first option. Question number 3. Albert Einstein's understanding of gravity as outlined or as outlined? Please add the word outlined. As outlined in his general theory of relativity, predicts that, which part is in bold? Second part. Predicts that all objects fall at the same rate regardless of or in, of regardless of their mass or their mass. What is the spelling here? This is also easy. So which part doesn't have an error? Einstein's understanding of gravity as outlined in his general theory of relativity predicts that all objects fall. C doesn't have an error. Which option is that? Second option is the answer. This is a bit difficult to understand. The context is not at all clear. The documentary's position is cleared or clear? I feel it is clear. But What is in bold here? D. The documentary's position is clear, but the lens is always sympathetic. Hold that one. At all times, it poses. Because here questions, poses, questions, and offers. All the verbs are in present. We should add S to the verb. Poses, questions, and offers. That is again given option, am I right? Few judgmentals. Very difficult to guess, but we don't know the context. It could be a few judgmentals. So what is missing here? The documentary's position is clear, but the lens is always sympathetic. At all times it poses, questions, and offers. Few means negative. It is not right. Offers what? A few judgmentals. So which part doesn't have an error? But the lens is always sympathetic. B is the answer. Second option. She insists that even though many people in the two villages demonstrate unquestioning, underline the word unquestioning. Which part do you think it is? Please respond. Which part do you think it is? Based on the next word, you decide. Unquestioning attitude, unquestioning stand. You always want the combination. Huh? Very strange. So, believe, which part of speech is it? No, believe. I believe you. Verb. But here, unquestioning, we have to use a noun form of that word. So, what is the correct word here? Belief. Unquestioning belief in something. In what? Unquestioning belief in the existence of Saraswati. It isn't necessary a case or necessarily a case. Please correct this one. It is not necessarily a case of foolish villagers being took for a ride or taken for a ride. She insists that even though many people in the two villages demonstrate unquestioning belief in the existence of Saraswati, it isn't necessarily a case of foolish villagers being taken for a ride. Now, which part doesn't have an error? She insists that even though. So, which option says that? These are not that easy. Have you attempted all the 5? Who has attempted all the 5? And how many have you got right? Who has got 4 or 4 plus? That's very good. I appreciate all those students. Others, you don't have to feel bad. Okay, shall I continue? So, next set of questions, what do they deal with? Passage is about what? Very surprising passage. You know why? According to the passage, what is India's position when it comes to obesity? Second position. That is really strange. India is a developing country. India is a third world country. And it has the dubious distinction of the second position when it comes to obesity. That is really strange. And the passage talks about the various issues related to health and the problems related to diet, nutritious diet. It also talks about obesity. It talks about a particular report. And overall, the questions are explicit. You should get all right. Not even one question is difficult. Shall I read out the first question? The passage is primarily concerned with which of the following? First option, decreasing children mortality rate. That was long back. Developing countries, usually they experience initially high mortality rate. As they progress, slowly it declines. Ways to prevent health issues in our country. What is the question here? Primarily concerned with what? Ways to prevent health issues in our country. Hold that one. Methods to improve the conditions of malnutrition in India. That is only one dimension, but the passage talks about many dimensions. Ways to improve conditions of non-communicable diseases. Which one seems better? Ways to prevent health issues in our country. That is general. And the passage talks about 2 or 3 issues like undernourishment, malnutrition, and obesity, and some other problems, related problems. Shall I move on to the next one? As per the passage, I think some of these I can show where they are. As per the passage, while tackling, underline the word tackle, tackling. Tackling means what? Handling or dealing. Tackle means deal with. Also write the word deal with. Tackle the problem. Write the typical expression, tackle the problem. It goes with persons as well, tackle the person. So while tackling undernutrition, what else needs to be ensured in addition to adequate nutrition? Proper availability of food, maintaining proper hygiene, the right balance of nutrients. I think the passage talks about, if you go to the second paragraph or first paragraph at the fag end of the paragraph, it talks about the right balance of nutrients, making food affordable. So what is the answer here? The right balance of nutrients, clearly mentioned in the passage, first paragraph. Question number 8. As per the passage, what challenges must be undertaken together? Underline the word together, under the universal health coverage umbrella. Now all of you go to the second page and go to the last paragraph. Read the first sentence. How does it go? Last paragraph, first sentence. Further, India should link obesity and undernutrition and treat them as twinned challenges to be jointly addressed under the universal health coverage umbrella. The question is about that. Please underline universal health coverage umbrella. So what are the two things mentioned in the passage? One is obesity, the other is undernutrition. First option talks about what? Malnutrition and child mortality, not correct. Obesity and overweight, not correct. Obesity and undernutrition, yes. Undernutrition and child mortality, again not correct. None of the above. So what is the answer here? Third option, clearly mentioned in the same wording they have used. Question number 9, which of the following statements can be inferred from the given passage? All of you please go to the first paragraph. India has the second highest number of obese children in the world after China. Clearly mentioned in the first paragraph. And what is the percent, how many million? 14.4 million in India. That is the second position. So is it right or wrong? Research shows that Indians have higher levels of body fat and lower levels of lean muscle when compared to many other populations. I think this is also mentioned in the same paragraph. Take that one also. What is the third option? Universal health coverage is enveloped in the idea that no one should have to suffer financial hardship in order to access essential health care. All of you go to page 2. Again, the last paragraph, the second sentence talks about what? Universal health coverage is encapsulated in the idea that no one should have to suffer financial hardship in order to access essential health care. Same wording or different wording? So this is also right. What is the answer based on that? All are correct. Now what is the question number 10? As per the passage, what are the results of a recent Lancet study on India? Again, you go to page 2, go to the second paragraph on page 2, go to the third sentence. How does it start? For example, have you seen the sentence after that? What does it say? India should ban the sale of junk food in and around schools. Legislators should also put into practice the results of a recent Lancet study on India. So what does it say? It showed that higher taxes on junk food can actually lead those on lower incomes to live healthier lives. I think they've taken the same words. Which option talks about that? Higher taxes on junk food can lead those on lower incomes to live healthier lives. Which option is that? So what is the answer? Easy or difficult? Provided you read the passage. That is important. Now, which of the following can be the most appropriate title for the passage above? Preventing non-communicable diseases? No. Addressing universal health coverage? Does it talk about health issues or health coverage? Health issues. Politics and health. Politics, does it come into the framework? No. Preventing the next health crisis. So obesity is a major problem. If nothing is done, then it becomes a major crisis. Again, if you take undernutrition, malnutrition, all these are major issues. So based on that, what is the answer? The fourth option, preventing the next health crisis. Underline the word crisis. All these issues, if they are not dealt with, results in what? They result in what? Health crisis. Similar in meaning, what is the word stunt? Write one combination. Please write stunted growth. I will add here stunted growth. What do you understand? First, let me ask the question. Is it positive or negative? Negative. Negative. Please write negative. Stunted growth means diminished growth. Diminished. Write the word diminished. Restricted. Also write the word restricted. Restricted. When you don't get healthy food, that results in stunted growth. So today if you take, I don't know whether it is the exact reason or some other reason, if you take the average height in our country, long back, I'm talking about 80s and all, for girls it was 5 feet, for boys it was 5 feet 4 inches. Do you know that? Girls, they would be only average height 5 feet and boys 5'4". But today I don't think so. India has developed a lot of rich families, people can afford nutritious food, and I'm sure today if you take average height of a typical girl, it could be about 5'4", 5'3" or 5'4", and boys it could be 5'7" or 5'8". Things have changed. Based on what? Nutrition, obviously. Nutrition plays a major role. Besides nutrition, the region also plays a role. If you take India is a tropical country. If you go to the west, the US and Europe, they belong to the temperate region. What is tropical? What is temperate? If you take 23.5 degrees, you take equator 0 degrees, then 23.5 degrees north, 23.5 degrees south. Above that, below that, those are temperate regions. Between, tropical. There is one scientist by name Bergman. What is his name? Bergman. He has come up with a theory. He came up with a theory long back. It is known as Bergman's principle. According to his theory, animals in the temperate regions grow bigger in size. There, if you take Americans, the average, a typical American girl's height is 5'8" or 5'9". A typical boy's height is 6'2" or 6'3", or perhaps 6. You have to see like that. And you have small, medium, large. Our large is their small. Now imagine the sizes. They're all huge and they have huge food. You must have seen English movies, a typical scene at the time of the break. They carry such a big popcorn thing or such a big, you wonder how can they have so much. Have you ever noticed? And we have only a little, then we feel full. But they're huge and they have a lot of food. Whatever it is, what is the word here? Stunted. He wants a similar or opposite. Encourage, does it go with this word? Foster. Here he has used all positive words except one. Now answer my question, encourage positive or negative? Foster, positive. Nurture, positive. Nourish, positive. What is the negative word here? So stunt means what? Suppress, restrict, not to allow. Write one combination, please write. Foster child. Foster child means what? Adopted child. Adopted. You must have heard of a person by name Dinakaran. Jayalalitha adopted that person. Foster child of Jayalalitha. Now, other words, nurture means what? To take care of a young animal or a young person till he or she grows or till that animal grows. Take care of. We also use, please write the expression, bring up, bring up. Nurture, bring up. Nourish goes with what? Food. Supplying healthy food, nourishment. What is the noun form of that? Nourishment. Question number 13, similar, what is the word? Fragile. You have got this word many a time. Fragile means what? Delicate. Write the word delicate. Also write the word brittle. Also write the meaning easily breakable. Easily breakable. He wants a similar meaning, rigid, similar or opposite? Opposite. Substantial. This is a very good word. In the descriptive paper, you have to use this word. Right? Substantial, considerable. What is the meaning of that? Considerable. Substantial amount. Considerable amount. But generally, write the combinations. It goes with, I personally use quite often, substantial improvement. Please write, substantial improvement. Some of the students, when I talk to them, I see substantial improvement, a typical combination. Frail. Frail means what? Imagine you don't know the meaning of the word frail. Hold that one. Resilient, you have got many a time. Withstand hardships and come out successfully. Bounce back. What do we say? Bounce back. A resilient nature. You all should have resilient nature because while trying competitive exams, you see ups and downs. You have great hopes. When you see the result, you get the shock of your life. Then you should not give up. You have to be resilient. You have to bounce back. You should make your resolution more firm and put in more effort, then definitely success will be yours. What is the next word? Supple. Supple usually goes with girls and plastic or rubber. Rubber. Supple means soft. Please write the word soft. Generally, men are strong and hard. Girls are not like that. They're very soft. So supple. Supple in nature. Soft. Now, what is the answer based on that? Whether you know the meaning or not, frail. Frail is the answer. Frail means what? Delicate, fragile. Opposite. What is the word? Gardener. If you don't see carefully, you will think gardener. Then it becomes a problem. What is the word here? Gardener is a noun. Garner is a verb. Garner means what? Gather or collect. Please write the meaning of that word. Gather. Gather or collect. He wants what? Opposite. Amass. Write the combination. Amass also means gather, collect, accumulate. Write the word accumulate. But brackets you write wealth. It goes with amass, money, wealth, property. These are the combinations. Please write the words. You're always smiling. Is it because of a particular thing or what is the reason? Your nature is like that. You're always smiling. Oh, wonderful. I admire. Adorable. I have a doubt. Why does she smile? Anything wrong here? Do I look funny or what is? Generally, when someone looks at you and smiles, what is the first thing you get? Is everything okay? So everything is okay, all right? And that's God's gift. You're lucky. Now, what is amass wealth, property, money? These are the combinations. Congregate, that's a very good word. Generally, we use it the noun form. Please write the noun form. Congregation, congregation. Collection of people, a lot of people gathering at one place. Assemble, that is also right. Thank you. Assemble. So finally, the stage will come. Master will forget the words, students will add the words. That is ultimate day. Right or wrong? You surpass the master. So, nothing like that. That is something wonderful and desirable. Then it means that that is a time for my retirement. Okay. Now, right, congregation, assembling, it goes with people. Congregation of delegates, congregation of delegates, conference, they congregate. Surrender, does it go with this context? Not at all. Impede, you have got this many a time. Impede means what? Block. Some students, when I say the word, the answer comes like a bullet. That means they've got many a time. And what is the noun form of that? Impediment. Please write. Impediment. And disperse. So, garner means what? Gather, collect. What is the opposite? Disperse. Disperse means what? Write the word scatter. Distribute or scatter. So, one more is there. Oh, is this the last one? Opposite, spur. Spur means, right, to make something happen. First you write simple English. To make something happen. To cause. Also write words like provoke, provoke, instigate, instigate. But bracket you write the word emotions, emotions, feelings, emotions or feelings. Countenance, what does it mean? Any answer? Something like continuous. Hold that one. Goad. Any idea? Not a regular word. Hold that also. Dissuade. Important word. They have given a few exams based on the preposition. Persuade means what? Positive, encourage, convince, make someone do something. Write the meaning of dissuade. Dissuade means persuade someone not to do something. Please write. Persuade someone not to do something. In a way, you could write the word discourage. Dissuade means what? Discourage. But do remember the preposition. Dissuade, it takes the preposition from. I have been dissuaded from taking up the job. From taking up the job. From is important. Propel. Propel means what? Push forward. Propeller, propel, push forward. To take in the right direction, forward direction. Prod. I don't remember this word. But spur means encourage or make something happen. What is the opposite word? Dissuade. So what is the answer based on that? The third option is the answer. 16 to 25, what do they deal with? This is very difficult to understand. What is the reason? It talks about the past society based on the traditions, the culture, and idiosyncrasies. I have used one word. Which word is that? Idiosyncrasy. Please write the word idiosyncrasy. Idiosyncrasy means what? Then don't say, sir, if you don't know, how do we know? I've given many a time. Some people, they behave in a very odd manner, peculiar behavior, and it is individual specific. Then we use the word idiosyncrasy. So write the meaning. Idiosyncrasy means peculiar behavior of an individual. So in the past, things were very strange. Some groups were not allowed to enter the temple. Some groups were not allowed to take up a different profession. And some ladies, they were not allowed to marry. I think one particular community, Devadasi community, am I right? And one particular community, they were supposed to dance in the temples, nothing else but dance in the temples. So very peculiar, idiosyncratic, and cannot be justified. The passage talks about the past society, traditions, cultures, hierarchy, some of them quite obvious, some of them subtle. Subtle means what? Not obvious, subtle. B is silent. Very difficult to understand, but if you're a good reader, you read regularly, some awareness, it should not be a problem. Once you understand the context, it should not be a problem. Shall I read out? In the past, this deep diversity, underline the word diversity, existed within a framework of liberalism. Now, why I say awareness is important, if you read a lot, you are exposed to Western philosophy, Western ideology, you know that this word liberalism goes with Western culture or Occidental culture. And it's a modern culture. If you take Oriental cultures, they are very old, but Western culture, modern. Occidental cultures, modern cultures. So the word liberalism goes with modernity. But the passage talks about what? Past or present? Past. So you cannot consider the word liberalism. Please write the meaning of that word. Individual freedom. Liberalism means individual freedom. Liberty, freedom. You all must be knowing Statue of Liberty in New York. They take a lot of pride to talk about liberty. Statue of Liberty, individual liberty. Piteously. Write the word pity, P-I-T-Y. I pity someone. It goes with everyday English. Piteously means something that makes you feel bad or feel sad. Something that makes you feel bad or sad, piteously. Liberality. This also goes with liberalism, liberality. Inequality, balance. Now, how do you decide if you're not aware of the context? There are two ways of looking at this. Grammar, does it help you here? A framework of any of these words could be used except piteously, liberality, but perhaps you could use liberalism, inequality, balance, all are nouns. But a person who knows something about the past, something knows about the modernity, something about liberal societies, he knows for sure it cannot be liberalism, he will reject. It cannot be balance, a positive word, because past justified or not justified. Past society cannot be justified. Imagine a lady jumping into the burning fire. Can you imagine that? And a lady remaining without marrying the entire life, whereas a man can marry the very next day. That is also not acceptable. A lot of things, ladies were not allowed to study, not acceptable. And some men, they were not supposed to change the profession. In the past, it was unimaginable to think of a barber's son becoming an IAS officer, a cobbler's son becoming a bank officer. But today it doesn't matter. A cobbler's son can become an IAS officer. A washerman's daughter can become a police officer. No restrictions, but that time it was unimaginable. So here, liberalism ruled out. Inequality, hold that one. Balance, positive word. That is also ruled out. So what is the answer based on that? Inequality, not balance. There was no completely inequality, framework of inequality. Entire passage is a negative tone. This was not unusual, but true of, he uses an adverb, true of what? Permissiveness, virtually. Permissiveness, write the meaning of that. First you write the part of speech. What part of speech do you think it is? Noun, very good. NESS, usually noun, means too much of freedom. Please write, excess freedom. In a way, it has a negative connotation, brackets write, negative connotation, allowing people to do all sorts of bad things, permissive culture. means no values, nothing, excess freedom on the negative side. Virtually, does it sound like an adverb? Emphasizing word, hold that one. Equality, the whole passage is about equality or opposite. Then evenness, that is a positive word. Toleration, and intricate, what is the word here? This was not unusual but true of every agrarian pre-industrial society. But the writer wants to emphasize. What is the emphasizing word here? Virtually. So what is the answer here? It was true of virtually, literally, every pre-industrial agrarian society. Also write the expression virtually, literally, literally. True of every agrarian pre-industrial society, endowed not only with a highly complex division of labor, that term division of labor, highly complex, but also with an intricate network of social, what are the options here? Similarity, is that the one? Toleration, here you all know the meaning of the word toleration. I think I've given the meanings of all these options, 17. Permissiveness, what does it mean? Excess freedom, no values, negative connotation. Virtually, literally, in the real sense. Equality, simple word. Evenness, what is the opposite of even? Uneven. That's wonderful. I know you can answer. You will come up with that word. There's a better word. What is that? I was expecting that one. Please write the word lopsided. Lopsided also means uneven. Today, if you look at the development in third world countries, you see a lot of development, phenomenal development, and many cities and countries grow by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds means a rapid development. But unfortunately, however, the development is lopsided. Lopsided means what? Uneven. What is the other word? Toleration. Tolerate means what? To bear, to accept. This word was in the limelight a few years ago, and one particular combination. Please write the combination. Religious tolerance. Religious tolerance. India is known for tolerance. India, the specialty of our country, we have tolerated all sorts of people, all sorts of culture. And every time a new culture, India gets exposed to a new culture, the watchdogs of the culture, please write the expression, watchdogs. Every culture, every society you have watchdogs. Not literally, watchdogs means elderly people who try to protect the culture, who talk about the rules. If you go to villages, you see some people, they tell you what to do, what not to do, what is right, what is wrong. They are known as watchdogs. So, usually people get scared. They think that culture is going to dominate Indian society and we are going to lose our culture. But what is special about Indian culture, whatever it comes across, it takes the best of it, it tries to absorb that, and it maintains its own identity. That is specialty of Indian culture. That is the reason why today we call India a country of unity in diversity. There is no other country in the world with this particular tag. What is the tag here? Unity in diversity. When there is diversity, at the same time unity, not possible, but India has that distinction. Now what is the next word? We'll move on to blank number 18. Similarity. What is a blank? What does it talk about? Highly complex division of labor, but also with an intricate, underline the word intricate. Close knit. Intricate means what? Close knit. Close knit. Intricate network of social. You have to select a word. Social what? Similarity. Absolutely. Can you use an adverb here? Mark it wrong. Lenity. Please write the meaning of the word lenity. What is the blank number here? 18. Lenity. Kind or gentle. Please write kind or gentle. Sensitivity. And what is the last option here? Distinctions. Social distinctions. Does it sound right? You have to use a noun in the plural form. So what is the answer based on that? The fifth option, distinctions, means what? Write the meaning. Differences, social differences. Distinct means what? You can distinguish, you can differentiate, you can spot, you can separate. All these words could be used. An intricate network of social distinctions. Now, blank number 19. Indeed, cultural difference is often marked and strengthened a stable, rarely questioned hierarchy, underline the word hierarchy, of roles and ranks. Past society full of hierarchy, and no one would dare question, they would not dare to question, and hierarchy of roles and ranks. Differences in speech, dress, manner, food, or appearance were deeply mercifulness, intertwined, authentic, insignificance, sufferance. We'll use our grammar knowledge. Deeply, which part of speech do you think you have to use? Deeply manifested, deeply ingrained, deeply rooted. So what could be the part of speech? Adverb. The word deeply is adverb, but after that, not adverb. Deeply rooted society, deeply rooted tradition, adjective. Deeply rooted tradition. Tradition is what? So rooted is what? Now you get it. Now we'll see. We'll take the elimination approach. Please strike off the word mercifulness. Which part of speech is it? Noun. Authentic, adjective. Intertwined, adjective. Insignificance, which part of speech is it? Noun, strike it off. Sufferance, noun, strike it off. You have to decide, is it intertwined, deeply intertwined manifestations or deeply authentic manifestations? We don't use the word authentic in this context. Deeply interwoven, ingrained, rooted. So what is the word here? Second option is the answer. Deeply intertwined manifestations of minutely arranged culturally social hierarchies. Culturally what? This is a bit difficult to make out. Please put a star mark. Culturally, you cannot use a noun here. Leniency is a noun. Please strike it off. Lenient, what is the adjective form? Write the word lenient. Lenient behavior, lenient attitude. Means casual, not strict. Not strict. Categorical, hold this one. Nuanced. This you may not know. This is not a regular word. If you read a lot of magazines, they use this word. Please write the word, write the meaning of this. Subtle shades. Subtle shades of something. Nuances means subtle shades. I'm sorry. Subtle shades. Concreted. Write the meaning of the word concrete. Concrete means what? One meaning, something you can see or touch. But here concreted means deeply established, right? Deeply established. Concreted. You cannot change. Deeply established. Lowliness, not relevant here. But I would like to know how many of you have selected the third option, nuanced. That is very good. I appreciate those students. The answer is that one, beyond any doubt. What is the context here? Minutely arranged, culturally nuanced social hierarchies. Very difficult to understand. Visible indicators of differential rights and duties in a highly unequal society. As I said, he's talking about unequal society, negative, completely negative. What is the next one? 21. They performed another important function. By diminishing and friction, they help place everything and everybody in their proper place. Diminishing what? First option, ambiguity. What is the meaning of the word ambiguity? Ambiguous means not clear. Also write the word vague. Vagueness, vague. Hold that one. Magnanimity. What is the meaning of the word magnanimous? Generous. Magnanimity, magnanimous means what? Generous. Mediocrity, you can understand, substantively, but doesn't go with this context. Indubitable, write the meaning of the word indubitable. Unquestionable, indisputable. Write two words, unquestionable, indisputable, something that cannot be disputed. But in this context, what do you think? They performed another important function by diminishing. If you diminish ambiguity, then things work properly. If you allow ambiguity to come up, then there is a problem. Based on that, what is the answer? The first option, ambiguity and friction. Diminishing two negative aspects. One is ambiguity, the other is what? Friction. They reduced conflict and maintained existing relations of power. Not everyone could speak, dress, and eat as they pleased. Socio-cultural boundaries were not easy to cross. Our past is a system of plurality. What are the words here? Lenience. Lenience means what? Not strict. Already have written. Indulgence. I've given the word indulge. I think you got yesterday also. It has a negative connotation. Indulge means what? To take up a negative habit or activity. To get into a negative activity like drugs, drinking, gambling. Then we say generally, write one expression, don't indulge in bad habits. Please write. Don't indulge in bad habits. That is everyday English. Better expression, don't indulge in nefarious activities. Please write, nefarious. What do you think the meaning? Nefarious activities. Illegal activities. Please write, nefarious means illegal, not legal. This word goes with effective English and formal English. Nefarious activities, illegal activities. Now, what is the sentence here? Our past is a system of plurality. Is it lenience? Which part of speech are you supposed to use? Adjective, adverb, noun. Plurality is a noun. Before that, it should be adjective. So, lenience, which part of speech is it? Mark it wrong. Indulgence, noun. Mark it wrong. Breakable, hold that one. Hierarchical, hold that one. Indisputable. But here he talks about the hierarchy in the passage. And what is the right word based on that? Breakable doesn't go with this context. Indisputable, plurality. Perhaps hierarchical plurality. So better word is what? The entire society based on hierarchy. So the answer is the fourth option, hierarchical plurality. Do we have some more? How many are there? I see some students getting disconnected. A succession of egalitarian waves. Please underline the word egalitarian. Egalitarian means what? The belief that all are equal. A succession of egalitarian waves has challenged this system. The most obvious pointer here is the opposition to caste and gender hierarchies. So he talks about hierarchies. Rights and duties don't vary today from one caste to another or between men and women. The right to equality in the Constitution of India. So the right to equality, you have to use a verb or a noun. Verb, not a noun. Endurance, it's a noun. Concession, noun. Detachable, adjective. Enshrined, that is a right word, obviously. Enshrined means, please write, incorporated. Incorporated. Also write the word embodied. Embodied or incorporated. Incorporated where? The right to equality incorporated in the Constitution of India. Seems right or wrong? Obviously. Is not merely a negative right against, but also a positive right to be treated as an equal. So what is the 24th one? What are the words? Something went wrong. Discrimination, distinct, severable. Now, what do you think the meaning of this word is? Are you guys listening? What is the meaning? No, this passage I can understand. It doesn't go with your generation, your age group, but whatever it is, my question is, what is this word? What is the meaning? I will give a choice. Is it severe? Does it come from the word severe, or does it come from the word sever? Please write the word sever. Severe means, you know the word severe pain, a lot of pain. But there is a separate word, sever. Severe is adjective, sever is a verb. It means to cut off or to chop off. It goes with body parts. Severed body parts means what? Cut off body parts. Severable, something that can be separated, something that can be cut off. Does it go with this context? No. So discrimination, what is the meaning of the word discriminate? Differentiate, write the meaning. Differentiate. Distinct, altruism. What is the meaning of that? Selflessness, please write. Selflessness. You work for others, you don't work for yourself. And what is the meaning of the word compassion? Please write the word compassion means to have sympathy, being sympathetic. Compassion towards others means you have sympathy towards others. You know the word sympathy. Right. So what is the answer here? Answer is the first option, discrimination. Please make a note, discrimination. How many do we still have? One more is there. I'll go there directly to make you happy. What is it? Or the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads and places to the use of the general public. Dedicated to the use of the general public, seems right or wrong? Are you guys? Seems right or wrong? Right, hold that one. Liberalness, again, liberal, it doesn't go with this. Benevolence, this is a very good word, write the meaning of the word benevolence. Doing good for others or doing something beneficial to others. Also write a simple word like benevolence means being kind, kind towards others. Today India needs a benevolent dictator. Dictators are usually bad, but they're also known for discipline, strict regime. So India needs a benevolent, another 5 minutes, don't worry, I'll finish off. People are looking at the clock. So benevolent dictator means what? A good dictator. Only then the country can be saved. Now what is the answer here? What is the answer? How many of you have chosen the first option, dedicated? That's right, please make a note. And write the meaning of the word clemency and forbearance, both are synonyms. First you make a note, both are synonyms. Clemency means to forgive. Also write the word mercy. You know the word mercy? Forgive or mercy, show mercy. Both are synonyms, forbearance and clemency. Now what do we have here? 26. We can finish off in 5 minutes. I'm sure you will listen now. Why? Related to grammar knowledge. And you can decide for yourself, right or wrong. You don't have to worry. While one reason cited is a paucity of resources. Please underline paucity. Paucity means what? Shortage. Please write shortage. The other is about a mindset that those in jail, underline the word those. Those is singular or plural? Then will you say do or does? Do not deserve better or does not deserve better? So which part has an error? D. How many options are there with D? 4 options. Only one option without a D. Which one is that? So what is the answer? Have you got it right? Except for a few studies done outside India, most of the material on the subject is superficial. To put up it mildly, this is rather difficult. Put a star mark. Tell me, where is the error? Where is the error? Second time. Who says E? Raise your hands. I appreciate all those students. Now the question, what is the error? This is very important. Please remember, phrasal verbs, what is put up? Phrasal verb. There is an important rule. Some of them are separable, some of them are not separable. Whenever you have to use a pronoun, use what? A pronoun. A pronoun always comes between the verb and the preposition. Take it for granted. So what is the pronoun here? Don't look at me like that. So where is it? Is it between or is it after the phrasal verb? So what is the correct position? To put it up mildly. To put it up mildly. Put up it is not correct. Sounds ridiculous. You got it? So what is the answer here? Fourth option, A, B, C, D. I feel all these are easy questions, should not be a problem. In prisons across the world, overcrowding, brutality, a lack of sanitation, and unacceptable standards of health care are standard. How does it sound, right or wrong? What is wrong? How many of you think there is no error? Raise your hands. Okay. There is no error, but not easy to make out. What is the reason? First doubt you get, underline a lack of sanitation. Generally we say lack of sanitation, but this is also right. The second doubt you get, and unacceptable standards of health care are a standard, you may think, but they are standard. Means what? They are regular. So there is no error as such. What is the answer based on that? Which option is that? Let us respect the fifth option. 29, there is also no liberal mindset anywhere to set the ball rolling. Please underline the expression, set the ball rolling. Means to make things move, to make things move, to make things happen. Set the ball rolling on how we could introduce clemency. What is the meaning of the word clemency? Mercy or forbearance or to forgive or to pardon, any of these. Clemency in incarceration, I think in punishment, something related to the legal dimension or crime. But where is the error? The sentence, please underline the word is. There is also no liberal mindset anywhere to set the ball rolling on how we can or we could. Here you don't have to use could. It has to be what? Please correct it. How we can introduce clemency. Now which option says no D? Second option is the answer. We see this happen in America, where there appears to be blind public frenzy. Please underline the word frenzy. Frenzy means craze, craze for something. A lot of excitement, also right, excitement. Frenzy without a thought being given to the truth being established by rigorous research and a recognition that draconian punishment, underline draconian, something like very severe, draconian punishment does not necessarily deter a determined or an impulsive offender. Where is the error? First time over, second time. Where is the error? Who says the last part has an error? That's very good. Now the next question, what is the error? Now all of you please underline the word offender. You got this word this morning, offender. Who is an offender? A person who breaks the law. Now he has used, the writer has used two words which are obviously adjectives. One is what sort of an offender? Impulsive offender. Impulsive, which part of speech is it? Please write adjective. And the second word also should be an adjective form. What is the second word? Determine. Is it an adjective form? No. What is adjective form? Add the letter D. Determined or determined offender. Easy one, should not be a problem. You may say, sir, for you it is easy, not for us. No, whatever it is, a good paper. How many of you have got 20 plus? Shrikant? 20 plus,